So, another evening, another try, and this time we want to see if we can get a little more light into the dark. What I did now is I just basically set the frame rate a little different, and you will tell me later in the comments, please, if this video is better to watch than the one you else see on my channel, which are made in a more darker environment. You will see that on the thumbnail, and you probably will see that as well on the video itself. But yeah, if you are here for a longer time, you already know my channel, you know my videos, and you can easily tell me the difference. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. It's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna upload right now a lot of videos, so you're probably gonna find something for yourself. When it comes to mistakes, and you will find another video on this, I try to learn out of them, and I not just try to learn out of my mistakes, but also from the mistakes of others. And the process I'm doing this is pretty simple. I note down my mistake, then I note down a solution, how I want to prevent in the future from this mistake from being happening again. I will link those things where you have a lot of options. You can use like paper cards, you can use Notion, you can use Excel if you want to, Roam, whatever is gonna be the project management software, solution, paperwork, whatever you want to do. And then it's gonna get a little complicated. Because now you have a solution and you have your original problem. So how do you make sure that when you come in a scenario which is similar to what you had when you encountered the problem the first time, sorry, that you are following the right procedures, the best procedures you just found out, your best practice. And the way I'm handling it now is that I create checklists. So the biggest problem with checklists nowadays is that you make them and you don't follow them, because many times checklists by time are created with really simple small tasks. And if you want to hear some examples on problems with checklists, read the Checklist Manifesto. I will put a link in the description. And there are, let's say, a few examples just out of my thought. It is the clamp, the scalpel, the padding, whatever is going to be left in your body when you have a surgery, and the surgeon is not double checking the checklist with everything which they used if it came back onto the tray. One option. The second option, or the second example I can give you, is like it's a funny one. When I was playing a flight simulator, I was probably like 7-8 years old. I was playing with my best friend, and we were playing on one computer, an Amiga 500. Yeah. So we were having issues landing, and it took us a long time to figure out the right configuration. So to give you a little more detail, when a plane is landing, it has to change the angle of attack, and it still moves downwards. So it's not moving like this, it's moving like this. That's called in German gieren. It's like you change the angle of attack. So, and the imperative of telling someone to do so is gear. So we were in landing approach in the simulator, and yeah, my best friend was telling me gear, and I was like, yeah, ich gear doch. So means like I do that. I'm changing the angle of attack. And he's like, gear! And yeah, basically I crashed the plane. And I was like, what the heck? And he said like, gear. Like, oh, the landing gear he was talking about. Because I didn't put out the landing gear. So if you think about, that's like totally crazy. If you think about the Second World War, the airplane, the Flying Fortress. 4 engines, crazy plane. But there was an issue that crashed every once in a while because there was some specific settings to be made with the engines. The problem with this is they thought it was a problem with the pilots. So they tried to make a super duper pilot school and find a solution for that crashing of that super big airplane. And the solution was make a checklist, because you just needed to make some certain settings on the plane, and it was working totally fine, like a breeze. And these are just 2 small examples, 3 actually, with the doctor, where I swear that why and where checklists are important. So we have that in our restaurants, that helps a lot. McDonald's has that in their restaurant, it helps a lot. But they only help, when you use them. And beware, it is usually not the big crazy things which go wrong and lead into disaster. It's the small things. Like not filling up something, not putting sauces somewhere. I mean, those are the small things which usually mess up your day in a restaurant. You forgot to bring up bacon, meat, you didn't defrost, you didn't start one machine at a time, you didn't filter the machine, whatever. And for you guys who are creators out there, charging batteries, etc., you know that topic. We already had that in my videos before. Oh yeah, offloading the content from your phone because you need space to upload later. Another part. And this is what I did now. I created a checklist out of this existing documents. So what I basically do is I open a new database, I link my problems from before with the solutions from before. The solutions are like guidance, what I need to do. I select the context which I placed inside, like creating a video, doing X, Y, Z, deciding for a new computer, blah, 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 blah. And then I get a checklist. And this checklist is basically telling me like, okay, I want to buy a new computer. And then I have all my learnings. Like more RAM, a specific amount of RAM, whatever. And I get a checklist with checkboxes, and I can just copy it out, recreate it, and then just go on it and say like, okay, I need this. Et voila, I have my solution. I have my created checklist out of it. And hopefully don't do the same mistake again. Because the problem is, I might remember that I wanted to buy next time 16 GB of RAM. But I'm not sure if I necessarily remember what was the reason, what was the specific moment. And yeah, I do not trust myself, because sometimes I'm thinking, yeah, maybe there was something, it was not important. Maybe it was just a particular case. And then the memory is failing on you, and you're like, oh, it was for X, Y, Z, but it was not for X, Y, Z, it was for something else. So if this kind of system helps you, you can do that on paper as well. You just go there, you note down your mistakes, you put the original story on one side, and on the other side of the paper card you put your solution, and then you make it color graded, making post-its on it or whatever, so that if you have like a certain topic, because usually in life we don't have 250,000 topics, but like let's say start with the important ones, you can select the color coding, or you make it by numbers or alphabet, whatever you want to do, and you just pull out the cards for whatever you need. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then have a look at my other ones. This was in 24 frames per second, that's why it's a little brighter, but a little choppy as well. Tell me if you like this one, and that's all from my side. See you next time. Bye bye.